Brian was telling me that we all have that one respiratory.
Okay. This is the time of year when it comes
Yeah,
in.
but that's a lot of kids on one day.
Right before Christmas.
Yes.
Of course it is. Makes all the teachers call it, but I can't call it Friday. It's still,
Everybody to teach it that on Friday.
Joe made, 150 cookies this week. She gives them out to her special aid.
My son went to Alaska for care. He didn't get to the party yet.
Next thing down to John B.
Here you go, Gary.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approval of the minutes from our previous town board meeting, December 6th.
Moved. Second.
Moved by Mr. Gibbons, second by Mr. Martin. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by voting aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Carried. Okay, we have bids for a fire rescue vehicle for North Chittenango. This bid is from E1 Premier Fire Apparatus, 108 Anderson Ave, Syracuse.
Excuse me.
Base price for the proposed model will be $1,104,620, $1.1 million. Option pricing, 100% prepaid with 30 days contract signing, deduct $36,644 from the base price. This one is from Empire Emergency Apparatus. $39.95 Lockport Road, Niagara Falls, New York. Rosenbauer. $944,811. Chassis amount is $436,725 paid upon arrival at our plant in South Dakota. Deduct $16,768. $944,811. You wanna look these over, Chief?
Yes.
Okay, next we have our Bergen consensual lien satisfaction. Need a motion for that.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Martin, second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Gibbons. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by voting aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Carried. Release of funds for Northridge subdivision, section 4. Motion.
I'll move it.
Motion by Mr. Montroy, second.
Are we out that one? I'll second it so we can have discussion.
Okay, second by Mr. Martin. Go ahead.
So are we all done with this, Andy?
That section, yes.
The other sections are nowhere near.
No.
I'm assuming legally, if he's completed it, John, we
Yeah, we keep that one
keep that one.
precisely on that.
Okay.
We hold all other money.
Any other discussion? All in favor signify by voting aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Carried. Bridgeport Extension Amendment number 1. Sewer District. Motion for that.
So moved.
Motion by John B. I'll second it. Any discussion? All in favor signify by voting aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Carried. Okay, Whitelaw Water District Amendment number 2. As you know, we got a $3.56 million grant for that out of WIA. And, we got $1 million earmark from Congressman Williams towards this project. So, Ken, you got anything you wanna talk about with this?
No, other than, this process started with this group back in 2020, and it's currently been submitted by John's office to the state comptroller. These grants that you just mentioned, John, pretty much round out the plan of finance and, makes it reachable. So this amendment that you're considering will carry it through construction on our end.
Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by voting aye.
Motion second, I missed it.
Yeah, motion by, motion for.
I'll second it.
Motion by Dave, second by Dan. Is there any discussion? All in favor, signify by voting aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. Okay, got a $75,000 DASNY grant, from Assemblyman Miller's office, to the Dormitory Authority. So that goes towards the ambulance garage. Need a motion to accept that.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Martin, second by Mr. Montroy. Is there any discussion? All in favor, signify by voting aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Carried. Okay, Shenango Fire Department's Tahoe. They have a Tahoe that they'd like to purchase and put on, and the town financing for them, put on the payment plan, which we did before for their Tahoes. So I believe that Jason, you've talked to everybody.
Yep.
So I need a motion for that.
I'll move it.
Motion by Mr. Martin, second. I'll second. Second by Mr. Montroy. Is there any discussion?
This is a pretty good deal, Jason.
It wasn't
From what
bad.
we're seeing,
Yeah, I don't think we should pass it up.
right, they don't come along very often.
Now, he just bought the 2 new ones, they're 86,000 a piece, sold the other one for 45,000, so it's actually a good deal.
He sold the other one.
He sold, he had 2 of them for sale. He
I
sold-
agree, he said he had 2.
He actually sold the one that had more miles for more.
For more money, right, for jail.
All in favor, signify by voting aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Carried.
Thank you.
Excuse me.
Okay, budget modification is transferring $571,420.57 from SM 4991 federal grant FEMA for air packs to SM .3410.4002. The total billing is $628,542.75, leaving a balance of $57,114.18 to cover the equipment line for this expense. This is for the air packs that we waited so desperately for and received. So I need a motion for that. Motion by Mr. Gibbons, second by Mr. Burke. Is there any discussion? Mr. Burkevich?
Aye.
Mr. Gibbons?
Aye.
Mr. Martin?
Aye.
Mr. Montroy?
Aye.
I'm an aye. Carried. Okay, firefighter applications. We don't have any. Okay, executive session. So, what do you got, Chief?
I need, well, you want a recommendation now?
Well,
Yeah, alright, man, we'd probably go with price. The Rosenbauer is the cheapest one for the town.
what's that?
The Rosenbauer is the least expensive,
Right.
that'd be the one.
That's the one you're recommending? Yeah, so need a motion for that?
I'll move it.
Motion by Mr. Martin, second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Gibbons. Is there any discussion? All in favor, signify by voting aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Carried. Okay. Has anybody got anything you wanna say? Yes, Terry.
My name's Terry Manning. I'm here representing myself and the Bridgeport Lakeport Civic Organization. I'd just like to thank John Becker and John Bruschettas for their many years of service, and I wish them very well in the future, so, thank you, guys.
Thank you, Terry. You've always been good to us, and you got a great organization. Okay, I see Mike's here.
Yeah.
You got a proposal for us?
Is this okay that I do this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not, you're doing it after the first of the year.
Thank you for having me this morning. Apologize for my late entry. Chippewa Schools in the town of Sullivan is really a unique community family. And I did want to acknowledge that this morning we lost a recent graduate. Tragically, when you lose a child, we all become one single family. And so I apologize for my late entry. I do want to acknowledge that immediately the support that comes from this community is exceptional. And that was early this morning, and the outpouring has already been exceptional. I've come to you several times to speak about partnership relative to the Bridgeport Lakeport community. Chittenango Schools is not only Chittenango proper, we all know this as residents, an important and integral part of our community is the lakefront community. I have been in recent conversations with Senator Joe Griffo and Assemblyman Brian Miller regarding the partnership to expand the mental wellness, physical wellness, the overall well-being of our community on the lakefront with the partnership of a playground at Bridgeport Elementary. Over the past year and a half, I've presented to this board options and the purpose and need for this. Can I do this? When you talk about the dynamics of a playground, we're not talking about simply just brick and mortar and pass these right now.
Sir, thank you.
Not simply just talking about brick and mortar and metal that goes into the ground that students will climb on. It has to be safe, it has to be community accessible for all, and it has to be a place that represents a community gathering spot. Right now, in the lakefront community, the town of Sullivan access to parks and recreation across our community is exceptional. In the Bridgeport community, it's limited, and we'd like to expand that. What you have before you is vision statements about what we believe in as a Chittenango community. And that is the precursor to the ask of when you examine the cost of a playground, typically on average you're looking around $200,000. That can fluctuate based on what elements you're including into the project and how accessible you make it for community residents from pre-K through seniors. The we believe statements are the precursor to we want to make it as accessible as possible. The realistic number that we're trying to shoot for is $160,000. I'm asking Brian Miller, Assemblyman Brian Miller and Joe Griffo for assistance with bullet aid. I'd be asking the town of Sullivan for a partnership in that baseline figure. We just did the same exact partnership for Bolivar, and that was a $160,000 venture. So I'd be asking the town of Sullivan for $80,000 to split with the Chittenango Central School District. 80 from the town, 80 from the district, with the remainder added by the support from Assemblyman Miller or Senator Joe Griffo. If that's not possible from bullet aid, we are also seeking grant funding, and I'll also be reaching out to the United Indian Nation for a donation. Of course, this is all complementary to the fundraising of the PTA in Bridgeport Elementary. What you have before you in those we believe statements, we've included a photo from the Bridgeport Lakeport community. Community wellness is extremely important. We talk about mental health, we talk about access and opportunity for our students. We'd like to provide our students and our families on the North Shore with a quality community center where people can gather. It's not just for the school, but it's for the residents of the town. Just like we have in the town of Sullivan towards the south end in Chittenango, at our playgrounds and our parks on this end of the town of Sullivan.
a year and a half ago when I came to you, that figure did not include the acquisition of a grant. We've been working with a company called Playtime based on our economic need in this area that we'll be able to apply for a grant. And it also did not include a potential donation from Bullet Aid from Senator Griffo, because I did not have Senator Griffo as a representative at that time. It was Senator Rachel May, and the discussion was not entertained at that point. So those are the two elements that are different from the proposal as it's developed over time. Questions?
So you're asking for that today?
I'm asking that the town and the district partner together in an $80,000 share, in addition to monies that will be acquired by Bullet Aid from our representatives. That figure is unknown. Baseline quality facility would be approximately $160,000 to $180,000. They're not cheap.
I'll make that motion.
I'll move it, John.
Okay, motion's been made, on second.
I'll second it.
Second by Mr. Bottro. Is there any discussion?
One of the things Mike hasn't talked about, and I happen to be involved in this, is the facility that's there right now needs replacing, and it's heavily used by the community. Even after hours, there's constantly activity, and so we have playgrounds here in the village, as our mayor has making sure we take care of. We have playground at Chapman. This serves that end of the town, and I think it'd be a great partnership. And Mike, we've been talking about this for quite some time. So I think this is finally we're getting to the point where it's time to commit and make this happen.
You know, I would absolutely echo Jeff's sentiments. We just recently had an estimate in early November done for the repairs for the playground, just simply to bring it to code, and you know, something that we present to our community as acceptable was over $20,000. Playgrounds are not cheap, and I know it seems sometimes people might think it's an easy concept. It's a playground. This is not your mother and father's playground anymore. They're very complex, and I appreciate you entertaining this proposal over time, and I would appreciate the partnership on behalf of the school district and our community. Thank you for your motions.
Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by voting aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Carried. Okay, does anybody else have anything out there? Gary, you got any questions? Don?
I'd just like to also thank Chairman Becker and Councilman Bushevich and Comptroller Beth Ellis for their service to the town and county over the years. There's been many accomplishments, too many to mention, but I know we all have a great Parks and Rec, we have a great fire department, we have a great fiscal responsibility with the comptroller. So I'd just like to, thank them for their service over the many years, and high level has been set there and has to be maintained, and I was excited to be a small part of it myself. But thanks again for your service.
Thank you, John. I think Jeff and Dan and John, in particular John, he's been here for the whole 18 years I've been here. And thank you for all of his support and all of his dedication to the town of Sullivan. You've been a great public servant, and appreciate all your hard work and dedication, John. I want to miss the talks about your grandkids and hunting and fishing. Appreciate it very much. I'd like to thank Beth Ellis, our comptroller, who has kept the ship steady as far as finances go. And, it's not fair that she got lumped in with the political scene this year. And she's had a rough go along with me, but we've had each other here at the town. And, she gets to say no, and people don't like it, and that's just too damn bad. So, she's always done the grants. She's always made sure we've had money. And I told her when I first got here, I'll come in, and anytime I've asked her for extra money for anything, we've always found it. And she's also been great for the town, a great public servant, and never find another one like her, that's for sure. So, thank you, and I want to thank all the good people that I worked with in the town throughout the years, and appreciate all their service. You know?
Yeah, and unlike what John usually does, I get to have the last say. So,
Oh, yeah, to say something.
I know, right? Don't worry. Listen,
I don't feel like it.
if you look back at what has been accomplished in this town, it's second to none. We are an incredibly strong financially town. You look at the improvements that we made. I actually started to talk about, to Beth about some of the things that we've done in sewer districts and water districts and piers and infrastructure. What Mr. Becker has accomplished and John B. has accomplished and Beth has accomplished has been second to none. So even though John has said he doesn't want the recognition, he's getting recognition today. So, but I want to start with Mr. B. Again, you've seen how long he's been here. He's done 31 years of service to this town. 31. That's a commitment that has been stellar in a long time. Thank you. So in recognition of your 31 years of service to the town of Sullivan. Not much, but he knows what his accomplishments were, so thank you. Next.
Well, let him talk.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Go for it.
It does sound a long time. It's kind of thank you. It's, thank you to the people of the town that had confidence in me and voted for me and trusted me. Thank you to all the employees of the town that really represent us on a day-to-day basis. That's appreciated. And it's thank you to this town board, because everything that's being said was accomplished as a team. We didn't always agree, but we accomplished a lot. And just the other day I was with the person that said, well, what did you do over all those years? Tough question, okay? So my wife Diane and I, we drove through the town. And believe it or not, every place that we went, anything that has happened in this town in the last 25 years or so, in some way, all of us, some way being here that long, we touched it in some way. And it was pretty neat, because it brought back a lot of memories and fights that we had and accomplishments we made and had, and it was it's just something that I'll never forget, and there'll always be a reminder when I drive through the town. Of course, I'm moving next week. No, I'm kidding. But the other thing I was thinking about was that there's a real famous quote. A man's got to know his limitations. Does anybody know where that quote came from? That's a Clint Eastwood quote, coach on a Dirty Harry thing. And it is so true. And the other thing is that I guess I turned into an advocate of term limits. So this is a self-inflicted term limit, and maybe the beginning of something, but 24 years to me, or whatever it was, seems to be a reasonable term limit. I will miss all of this, and I'll miss all of you from my heart. So I do want to thank all of you for putting up with me, and the town is in good shape, and I know it'll move forward and keep going the way it is. So thank you very much.
Well, behind every great leader is someone who's keeping track of things. And John's already mentioned it. Beth Ellis. She's been our comptroller for 35 years. It's been a career. She certainly has kept this town in great financial shape, but she's done much more than that over the years. She's helped keep the cats herded. She's helped help this ship guide in the right direction. Even though I know, John, you ran it, Beth has been the one who's been critical in keeping you in that right direction. So, in recognition of 35 years of dedicated service to this town, Beth Ellis.
We have a great place in this town to live and work, and I was proud to serve. Thank you.
Not lie, John probably will get the last say here, because he is getting the last plaque for the award. And one of the things I've had a chance to work closely with John, and I think we've accomplished a lot of work here at the town. 8 years working side by side and getting some of this stuff done. We never told our story real well. We have accomplished so much here in this town. And that's one of the things that we'll go down and we'll say, listen, we did all that stuff. John has recognized some of this, but John Becker helped make that happen. So in recognition of 18 years of service here at the town board, as our supervisor, as our fearless leader, John, thank you. I appreciate everything you've done. Oh yeah, you got a cold, never mind.
Thank you very much, I appreciate it. And, I've enjoyed all the work we've done together on the different projects. And, I've enjoyed stealing money from the county and the state and the federal government for the town, which some people don't recognize, but that's too bad for them. And Carrie, I will have the last word. Some people in town I will be praying for. So, thank you. Okay, I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Martin, second. Second by Mr. Blanchard. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by voting aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.